Okay, today we're going to build a little doghouse. So let me just show you what we're looking at here. It's very easy. It's a nice little box card, so you can send it along. You can put your friend's doggy inside. Oops. And I don't know, just give them a fun little gift. So we're going to set this aside and let's learn how to make it. Alright, so here's the pieces you'll need. It goes together very quickly. I've already gone ahead and for the most part inked the pieces that we need. I've also embossed some of these because I wanted my doghouse to have some siding effect. I chose a picture and did a print then cut, but I attached the score lines to it so that I could fold it because it's going to be on the inside of your card, and put some sticky tape on the edges here. You can use glue. I just find it a little bit easier to work with the sticky tape when I'm putting things inside of a box, so we'll get to that in a little bit. So just start by folding along all the score lines of your pieces. By the way, you can make this with letter size paper and it's fine. In fact, it will be a little bit lighter weight if you're going to mail it, so that's always a good thing. So wherever you see score lines, again, this goes very, very fast. Just give it a good fold. If you want to, you can use a bone folder. Not really necessary, but if you want to, go ahead. Okay. We've got that folded, so just set that aside for just a minute. The roof is probably the only part that's any time consuming with this. You just want to take these little shingles and bend them out a little bit. Okay. And just if you just tilt it, you can get a hold of them. Let's see what we're doing here. I've already done the other roof because it's kind of boring to watch me fold up shingles. You can pause your video and catch up if you are doing it as you work along with the video. We're just giving a little dimension. Obviously, if you stick this in an envelope and mail it, it's going to lose some of that dimension anyway, but it just looks a little bit better than if they're totally flat. Although, quite honestly, it won't hurt if they're flat too. You can ink on your roof if you feel that ambitious. I did not feel that ambitious. So the only pieces I really inked were the siding pieces. And I guess the doorway too. This part down here is the doorway. Also the bone that we have down here. We'll get to those. Okay, so now I've done this roof. It's got some texture to the shingles. So we'll set that aside. The next thing I'm going to do is just attach the pieces to the main piece here. These are the sides next to the side walls and also actually toward the bottom. This is the top and bottom, so they won't need to have any of these pieces in. Obviously these match up over here and these match up over here. If I can get it, there we go. So we're just going to go ahead and glue those on. We'll get to these in a minute. I find it easiest to go ahead and put the glue on the flat piece in this particular case, just around the edges. Now you might wonder, why did we need two pieces instead of just using one big one? Well, if you have decorative paper, along a fold and it's folded or flat, it actually is going to have a slightly different size to it, and it will tend to buckle if you don't do it in two pieces. So that's why we're doing it in two pieces, so it will all fit nicely. few more pieces here. You don't have to put glue in the middle. You can if you want. It doesn't hurt either way. Just if you do emboss, just be aware that watch the direction of your pieces. The first time I was doing this, I happily embossed these side walls the wrong way, and needless to say, didn't work out. So just sometimes it's just easier to lay out and double check which direction your embossing is going if you're using a directional emboss. I should have been a little more accurate on this one. Let's see if I can move that a little bit. I do that a lot. But fortunately, the glue doesn't dry that fast that I can't move it a little bit. There we go. Okay. How do some of the people say? Mistakes were made. I have this tab folded under, probably make it easier to put this on if I don't. Okay, so just line this up. Alright, so our decorative siding is on. We'll just go ahead and put on the doorway. Doorway's going to fit like this and like this. Again, we're putting it across a fold, so it has to be two pieces. In this case, I am going to put the glue on the piece. Let it follow around. Most important thing is to get it around the doorway and to match up the edge there to where the fold is. Okay, next one. Just line them up. When I made one of these, I wrote the doggy's name right along the doorway. This is our bone. I did ink along the edges of the bone. And you can put this wherever you like. I put it kind of at the top. That way, if I do want to write the doggy's name on the archway, I have room to do it. So I'm putting it right above the arch there. Make sure I get it lined up pretty much exactly. Pieces are fun. We're going to wait to put the roof on until we finish building the rest of the house, the dog house. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just fold this in, fold these two side tabs down. These are going to fold out like this. So actually, just lay it flat, let your tabs be there. Then fold this so that the bottom is folded along the score line. And you just meet up the siding along with the front and the back of the house. So these are the sides. We're not going to do the roof quite yet. We are doing the sides. Line it up best as you can. The important thing is it will lay flat. Okay, now we're not going to glue this tab just yet because we have to put the doggy in his doghouse first. So push down on this so it's nice and flat. You're going to put the dog in. So he's about a ½ inch or so back from the front. something like that. Let's see if we can. So, like I said, I used score tape. I'm going to take off, hopefully. Sometimes I have trouble with this stuff. Anybody else have trouble with it? Sometimes it's annoying and it doesn't come off. All right, make sure your dog is in the position you want him to be in. Is it this way? Yeah, I think it's this way. I don't want him upside down. And again, about a 1/2 inch in from the front, all the way down. And once you get that, just make sure it's nice and straight on one side, all the way down. Rather than try to stick it on both sides at the same time, do what I did. Now I'm learning. Fold back that tab and just push your card against it. That will guarantee it lines up. Okay, now we should have something that's like this. And we can see our little pooch inside. Now we're going to do the roof. So we're just going to glue the roof onto that tab, and then we will attach our shingles and we'll be done. Of course, if you want to bling out your doggy house, that's always good too. The easiest way again is to lay it flat and just fold over the top. It's one thing, box cards are easy to work with because everything will lay flat. Okay, let's just put on our roof shingles. Again, I think the easiest way is going to be to put the glue on this piece, since I don't know exactly where it will fit in the shingles. And I'm going to try to, best I can, to center it. You'll have about one shingle to either side, and then just line it up at the top of the roof. You may end up pushing down some of your shingles while you're getting that set, but don't worry, it'll look good anyway. Okay, so that side's done. Just reach in there. And then we're going to do the other set of shingles. And again, about one shingle on the bottom will stick over each side. Here. I'm not going to put any in the middle. I think just around the edges is fine. Make sure it at least reaches the top, but not too much beyond that. Line up the two shingles. If you need to, turn it over and open it a little bit so you can get in there, and just push down on it if you need to or whatever. Okay, and we're done. It's a very fast little project. Probably cutting and inking take about as long as making it, so it's pretty easy. There we go. So enjoy your doggy house. I hope you will find a nice little place for your pooch. We're done.